Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Keystone Cougar 28 SGS fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to leave room for this slide as well as an awning. On your off campsite, slides as well, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way back here on the rear, and then your water connections and your docking station is going to be up here toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. We're going to level our unit by using landing leg control, extend or retract until our unit's level. Once it is level, next thing we're going to do is reach up here and extend down our stabilizing jacks all the way in the rear back there. And we'll go ahead and run them down, then we'll go back and take a look at them. Now what you're going to want to do is have someone back there put some jack pads down, because you're only going to want to run these down just until they're taut. Let's see if they're back there. There they are. You don't want to lift the unit. You only want to get it until they're taut. Go ahead. Once your unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. 50 amp cord plugs in here on the rear. It's like a pistol grip. Let's put it in at 11 o'clock, turn it to noon, put your black washer on, you're locked in there. You've got your power hooked up. Next thing you can do is hook up our water. Now I will recommend a water pressure regulator here. If you don't know what water pressure is at different campsites, you can set this to on or motion. I had it set to motion. Once that's set to on, we'll go ahead, hook up a water pressure regulator, hook up our hose, but don't turn on your hose on yet. We're hooking up a city water connection at campsites. One more step, just your hot water heater, and we're just gonna make sure our drain plug's back in there. Put that in there with a little plumber's tape, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Once that's in there nice and snug, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if that hose has been on for a few minutes, we're gonna go inside and open up our slides so we can get in there and open up all of our water taps, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use city water, we're gonna go dry camping. Well, in that case, we're just gonna fill up our freshwater tank, which is back here underneath our power. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a fresh water button. Keep an eye on that while you're filling it. Once it's full, put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That is already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp, power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. All right, started up top again. This light you can turn it on or motion. Got a spray port here, big long hose, hot and cold. That'll turn the shower on. Hot water bypass, that is off. That's for when you're winterizing it, and that's where you winterize it at. Down here is off for winterizing as well. City water connection, our fresh water is in the back. This is your tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. Over here is you can plug in your solar panel. Here's you can plug in the cable at the campsite. And then this is a battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Big pass-through storage here. Access panels, all of your water lines through here. Our propane is on a regulator back there, lefty-loosey to open those. Again, your hot water heater. These are reset. If those are out, just make sure you press them back in to reset those. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out and look at that, and if it's bubbled up, just press it back in. So, we flew for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. All right, coming around back here again. Got our power, our fresh water connection. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. Got a nice storage rack here. Again, our stabilizing jacks. I do want to mention, if you run out of power, there's a hand crank with a slot in it that will fit right up in here. That is slotted as well, and this will get your stabilizing jack cranks up or down without power. We'll mention on your slides, they do have a spray that you can apply to your wipers here, your wiper seals, to keep them more pliable, keep them flexible over the years. That'll add to the longevity of the life of it. Got a couple outdoor speakers, 110 here, the other side of your storage. That is magnet. Make sure you have it up there before you let go. Prep for a TV out here. In command, all your power is inside there. The other side of your propane. Up front will be your battery connections. An outdoor light. Docking lights for up front here. Well, it covers everything out here. We'll take a look on the inside. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I have to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. First thing I want to note is how I have your chairs. That's how you want these chairs when you're opening and closing these slides, otherwise it's going to catch them. Come up to our immediate right up here is going to be our control panel. Turn that on. Your password at the current time is 4 zeros. I'm going to go right in here and turn on all of our lights. Awning, ceiling. Go back to home. Slides, I'll utilize this. We'll be opening and close our slides back in. I'm going to open this awning a little bit. I don't have a lot of room over here. I'll show you that working. We'll run that out, clean that off. Do want to mention that on your awning, you only want to run that out until it falls down to 90 degrees and you can see the flap. Don't want to keep running it out past that point. Go back to home here. Here's where we can turn on and off our heat and cooling. Let's go back to home again. And again, lights, here's where you can turn on your water pump. Here's where you can turn on your water heater. Another spot to turn on your interior lights. Up here you can see your black, fresh, and gray tank levels. This helps the thermostat to work better. Coming in the living room real quick. Got our Summit TV. Just make sure when you arrive at the campsites that you run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up the local channels. Below that is our sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, DVD player. It's a nice system. Fireplace, not just for looks. Turn that on here as well as over here. Not just for looks. Don't go through and just look at the pretty colors. The biggest thing is the heat. Crank that up on high. If it's cool in the morning or evening, this will heat it up in here in no time. You've got some straps here to strap down your chairs. Here's your interior lighting with a dimmer. I just hold on my finger on that and watch that brighten up. Lighting back here as well. One-touch accent lighting. Same thing here. And turn your sofa into a bed real quick. What I'll do is remove your back cushion. Stand in the middle. Pull this up and out towards you. Fold your legs out. Hold your back down. And just that quickly, you've got a bed. Most importantly, when putting this away, make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise, you're going to damage your sofa. You don't want to do that. Again, standing in the middle gives you great leverage. Hold these down. Let's see what we're doing here. Cushion's back, and just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. Emergency escape window here. You got the Dometic bridge, simple controls. So turn it on here. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Lift that up for gas. If that light comes on, check your gas. It means your gas is low. Auto is generally what you want to run that on. Our self-explanatory microwave. Light and fan. Above a cooktop. That makes a nice backsplash. Your gas is on. Hit that to light. Hit spark. And those will light up like that. Same thing on the oven. Push for pilot. Use this spark to light it. Make sure it's lit. And then turn it to your desired temperature. Make sure this glass is down for travel. Another accent light here. Plumbing. Keep an eye on your plumbing. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Here's your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Reason I mention that's 12 volt, always running off your batteries. So if you are out dry camping and you're going to be gone for the entire day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this from running your battery down. Up the hallway, you got a hallway light here. Turn that on from underneath. Again, you can set that to motion. Door here, you want to make sure in your bathroom that your glass doors are snapped open for travel. You have a hand crank open, power exhaust vent here. 110 with GFCI reset. A little more plumbing to maintain. Mostly PEX in these newer ones, so keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Depending on how much traveling you do, make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. Prepped for a TV here. Here's your backer. Another temperature reader. Your slide. Make sure when we take off that nothing is down in here to impede your slide from coming in. Just a little hand crank vent there. No exhaust to it. There's your emergency exit window on that side. And a smoke alarm. That about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I will start by shutting a bunch of lights off. If you come to your main control panel and go to my lighting, shut off all the interior lights and exterior. Then we can see all the lights that are accent lights, so we can just walk through and shut off. Here you just touch that. Back here we got a switch. One, that one, and over here is one touch. If you keep this set to motion, that will come on and off for you. I think forward is motion. Anyway, we'll come back in here. Now we can turn on our ceiling lights because we can shut them off from here when we're done. Go through the unit, close all doors and drawers, windows. Make sure all slides are clear. Go in the bedroom, make sure that area is clear. We're going to go back to home, go to slides and awnings. We're going to go to wardrobe slide. That's our bedroom one. Let's make sure it's clear. We're going to press in and bring that in. Once we make sure those chairs are clear of this slide over here, nothing's in the kitchen slide area, doors and drawers are closed over here, we're going to press in as well. Just wanted you to hear that. That is the slide mechanism saying I'm all the way in, you don't have to move me any further. Down that side. Now note, you may see a couple drops of water by your slide because we did just wash this on the outside. Remember that sometimes those slides get wet and they come in, you think they leaked, but they actually didn't. So everything is in. Come back to my control panel, turn it back on, come back to home, go to lights. Actually, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to show you we set them off right here as well. And exit the unit. Yep. Alright, if we are out boondocking, go back over here by our freshwater connection. Get up underneath here, open up that freshwater tank, bring up these stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. And retract those stabilizing jacks. If we are at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up these stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is right underneath your system here. Hook your sewage hose up, get in here and pull that black handle. Once that's done, look inside, make sure the black tank is empty or close to it. If it is, come back out here, leave that black handle open and hook up a hose to this tank flush valve. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. Wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, go ahead and close that up and pull your gray handle. When your gray tank is draining, I like to get up underneath there and dump my low point drains right there, the red and blue. If we're done camping for the season, we want to get this stagnant water out of our hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, it's going to dump some hot water. Then you can pull your drain plug down there. When our gray is done, close it up, remove your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Cougar for many years to come. Happy camping.